When it comes to the things Destiny did wrong, some people may agree that it was a bit of a letdown. With not as much potential as we might have hoped for, we still got a solid game and, come on admit it, an addicting one. Vanilla Destiny surely had its flaws, but it wasn't until the Taken King dropped that players were pleasantly surprised. Whether that was by the improved and intriguing story, the character development Bungie is known for, or the kick-ass bosses, we were all really happy to play this new addition to the Destiny universe. We laughed, we cried, we kept our neighbors up, and we may have even broken a controller or two, but that didn't stop us from immersing into this fantastic game. With all this in mind, let's get into the top 5 things that the Taken King got right. My name is Cody SCM, and welcome to Destiny Follower. The Crucible. Some players go here for bounties, others to storm off in a fit of rage. Before the Taken King was on the radar, a lot of people steered clear of Destiny's PvP. Many reasons attributed to this be that lag, overused and overpowered weapons and abilities, lag, unpopular game types, or of course, lag. Don't get me wrong, the Crucible was a lot of fun back in the day, but many problems persisted and not a lot was being done to counter these issues. However, once the 2.0 update dropped, we were introduced to a new Crucible, similar to the previous one, but a hell of a lot better. With this, many new additions were added, perhaps the biggest was Rift. Rift may have come off as a bit unwanted to some, but it was everything the Crucible needed. Rift brought many things to the table and fun was certainly there. While some prefer the classic control game type, Rift was awesome in its own way, with a lot more intense moments compared to its game type siblings. Just remember not to stand in the Rift when the enemy team is about to score. The 3 brand new classes added to the Taken King fit in perfectly with the improved Crucible, as do the other ones. Some run like the wind when they see a Hammer Titan coming towards them, and others don't even see the tether coming. As for the Warlocks, well, you know the deal. The release of the Taken King saw the addition of a proper questing system in the game, and boy was it impressive. Visiting the tower, players were now offered their own unique quest lines, and depending on your class, your assigned vanguard would dispatch you out into the open worlds to complete certain story missions, strikes, or other activities, usually resulting in some solid rewards. These quest lines often branched out and you found yourself corresponding with several characters in the tower throughout one quest line. This quest mechanic gave a subtle context to all of your actions and missions, and while not perfect, is certainly a great foundation for future DLC in Destiny 2 to build upon. Along with this, many other awesome quest lines were added and the variety was pretty massive. Players would be given multiple objectives all leading to one another, and eventually you would be rewarded. This gave players a true motivation to smash out some quests, solo or with a buddy. Maybe you participated in these particular quests, maybe you didn't. Either way, there's no denying the greatness of this system. Ever since the Swarm Princes and the Crota raid, longtime players would only dream about one day wielding their very own sword. But little did they know, they'd be in for a surprise come the Taken King. Gamers far and wide pumped out story missions for the Taken King on release, and once the story was finished, they would be delighted to see a new quest from Lord Shaxx titled A Broken Will. Those who were eager to get their hands on this awesome weapon set out to do the quest. And while it was rather short, the reward was amazing. It was a frickin' sword! Enemies in your way would get completely mowed down by this sword, and it eventually became a must-have for most Destiny players. However, the quest to obtain the most badass, most awesome, and most powerful sword was not over yet, as a new challenge emerged, the exotic sword. Unlike the regular legendary sword quest, this exotic weapon quest proved to be challenging but well worth the wait. Once everyone had grinded for the materials and tasks needed, they were left with a choice of 3 exotic swords. I personally went with the Raise Lighter, as it was the ultimate damage dealer, especially against bosses and majors. Swords were an excellent addition to the Taken King, and have certainly paved the way for more exciting sword variants to come in the future, and we can't wait to see them. Let's be honest, the story for Destiny wasn't spectacular. It absolutely had its moments, no doubt, but it was lacking the proper story and characters Bungie was known for. Once the Taken King swooped in, it changed that right around. When we emerged from the Destiny that we were used to for so long, we came into a world that was different. We weren't sent to a repetitive location and the story made more sense. One particular change is the character development as opposed to the original Destiny story. The characters in the Taken King were a breath of fresh air for the game. With intriguing dialogue between certain characters, enjoyable cutscenes, no Dinklebot,
We've woken the hive, we've woken the hive,
and badass antagonists, we were given a nice surprise. Playing certain missions throughout the Taken King allows us to delve deep into the lore and knowledge of Destiny by discovering what happened to who and what happened where. There's a lot to learn by playing through the Taken King, and every singular piece of knowledge is pretty remarkable. These huge changes not only make us rest easy, they also give us optimism for what lies ahead for us in the Destiny universe, and we have Bungie to thank for that. From swords to exotic scout rifles, from high-leveled gear to high-leveled weaponry, after completing the main campaign for the Taken King, we aren't even close to finishing everything. Mission after mission, we're given many quests with many valuable rewards, and not only are these rewards worth it, they're oftentimes incredibly enjoyable to obtain. Many exotic weapons are obtained by side missions given by particular characters, and while some range in length from short to very long, the grind to get these certain weapons is not only enjoyable but very much rewarding. The road to an exotic weapon in the Taken King isn't always so tedious or boring, as grinding through your objective is a lot of fun. Redoing the raid 3 times a week isn't seen as something you have to do in the Taken King, it's seen as having fun with your friends whilst accumulating some sweet loot. And is your friend being a show-off with his new Zalo Supercell? No problem. Pop a 3 of coins before you fight a boss and your dream may just come true. Smashing through the Strike playlist with an inventory full of 3 of coins is exhilarating, and while you may not always get the exotic that you want or need, it definitely makes the grind that much better. That about wraps up the top 5 things that the Taken King got right. Let us know in the comments section down below what you think the Taken King got right, and while you're there, feel free to leave a like and maybe a comment about what you'd like to see next from us. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember to subscribe to DestinyFollower for all your news, lore, and entertainment.